That's sad. Please, just like and follow.
Yeah, so we only care about the EP, and we're only in it for those numbers.
There's no more pretense. Anyway, the game is ready. Let's get it. Hello everybody and welcome to our episode, oh gosh I've done this wrong, Game 3, Episode 2, Season 3 of King of the Hill.
Start again.
Hey, this is,
start again, please.
It's like a tongue twister. No, let's carry on with this. Anyway, J4Jet, our current king, he's on his 4th game as king right now. And he's playing very well. This time he's playing as the Brits on KotH.
And his opponents on Relics UI, he's in the west, but in the map, he's in the east. No, I got that the wrong way around. It's breaking my mind, man. It's Zyswen. He's playing as the OKW. And as Dan rightly mentioned, this is
the worst cast intro ever. This is terrible.
This is not the first, not the second, not the third. It is the third series of King of the Hill. It's the 2nd episode. And it's the 3rd game of the day. And that is fantastic to say. Dan, please can we start again? Come on.
Shall we?
No,
all right,
no, let's double down. Let's double down. J4Jet, you see as same as game 1, Longoskaya versus Nagano. He's up against Zyswen's Folks Grenadiers, but these guys are Ubermensch. They're just going to sit there behind the burnt out Sturmgeschütz and tank that damage for days.
Yep. And on a more serious note, J4Jet getting the Universal Carrier out early to try and stop OKW pushing up the map. I really like that decision to utilize Universal Carrier this way, and he's just trying to harass as much as he can. Doesn't have to worry about Faust in the early game, although Zyswen is going to be building a Raketten early on.
Yeah, wise choice. He's seen what J4Jet is capable of today, and that first game against Nagano, and even in that 2nd game, his light vehicle micro has been on another level. It was the big risk for other players for Jay heading in today, is that he would just dominate them in the early game and wouldn't give them time to breathe, and that's exactly what has happened.
I would actually say that in addition to that, there may be a little bit of disrespect from J4Jet here. And J4Jet has arguably been up against more renowned opponents than Zyswen, so maybe he's going to be, you know, being a little bit cocky with his playstyle, and we always know how that goes for players that fall into that mindset, so Jay needs to be careful he doesn't underestimate anybody today.
It's what we have to find out, whether Jay has just been lucky today, and whether he's been flying by the seat of his pants on adrenaline, or whether he actually has those hardcore skills deep-rooted within his brain that are unbeatable when he's on form. And I will, for those guys that have been watching this scene for more than 5 years, I will liken him to a young Devon when that guy was pure mechanics, light vehicle micro. He was unbeatable at times. That's what we want to see from Jay today. We want to see an uprising from this guy, just entering that other plane of existence where people can't play against him and he becomes unplayable.
Absolutely, and Raketten there getting a great shot against the Universal Carrier. J4Jet's going to be taking that back to the base. I don't think he has sappers on the field yet, so not able to repair at the moment unless he uses the ability crew repair here. Needs to be in a safe place to do so. But look at this map control at the start of the game.
That's what Raketten Verfa going with that as your second built unit does for you. Just going to really punish your map control. And KotH is such a great map for light vehicles. You're just able to boss your opponent and hide behind shot blockers and sight blockers and traverse the map really easily down those long north to south roads with the 50% speed boost. It's an OP map for vehicles for certain.
Yep, Zyswen has picked the Elite Armor Doctrine. He'll be able to get the 221 out at some point, and assuming he gets resources.
Now, Tightrope had an excellent video recently just showing the true power of the 221 in the right hand. It isn't at times immediately the most powerful vehicle in the game, but played correctly, it can really come into its own. Look at this, by the way. Have you seen that nice sandbag there?
I have,
Jay?
yeah.
I think that's great because that's going to stop retreat paths. If somebody retreats from the south of the map now, they're going to have to go the long way around. It's going to make it a lot more predictable.
It's a good one for the retreat. I mean, it's kind of easily negated on the offense by just vaulting it, but perhaps we get to see that come into play a little bit later on. I wonder what's going to be the primary target for the 2-2-1 here. Will he be chasing down the Bren gun carrier? Looks like that's the objective, and I don't know that he's going to win this engagement. Actually, the Enfield rifles and the Tommies are doing a significant amount of damage, and the Stern Pioneers are losing models, so there's the repairs also going down the drain.
Yep. It's going to take a while for the 2-2-1 to get back on the battlefield. Stern Pioneers also pushed away. And they take a long time to reinforce also, so we're going to be left without much presence for Zyswen for a while. And I'm going to be brutally honest, and I think top-level players would admit this, but there's a large gulf in class between people like J4Jet, who are knocking on the top 10 in the world, and people like Zyswen, who are top 50 auto match. And it's a sign that our game is played by a very small, tight-knit community, that our top players are really freaking good. And not that many people get close. The fact that J4Jet now considers himself in that top playership and fellowship is, you know, a big mark of superiority for himself. But we're going to see the difference in this game between him and somebody like Zyswen. No offense to him. Nice shot, though, by the Rakettenwerfer to make A eat his own words. The Wasp has been swatted.
Absolutely. Well, resource gain isn't so much at this stage. Repairs being initiated by the Stern Pioneers on the scout car. There's an SWS ready to go, and all that needs to happen right now is Zyswen needs to get his army back on the field, and there isn't really anything there holding the front lines, so a little bit of an opportunity for Zyswen to prove AE wrong.
Oh yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it. Absolutely, I would. I want to belong to a community where the top 50 players are interchangeable and anybody can beat anybody. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Well, I mean, King of the Hill itself used to be a top 100 eligibility, you know, entry sign-up criteria, and now it's top 50 because of that huge window. Between like top 10.
Tell you what, that 2-2-1 has been pushed back hard here with a massive quarterback-like heat grenade. Brady, eat your heart out. Royal Engineers showing how it's done.
Stern Pioneers gotta force that Sapper squad to retreat, but they've got to get away with their own lives. And this is tense. Does J4Jet stay there with the rifleman? He needs to make sure that Tommy squad gets away.
It was so close, wasn't it? Tale of two survivals with very low health. Zyswen's battling back above us.
I think you've called him something different every time.
Mate, Zyswen is exactly who I say he is.
Didn't you claim you had family from Poland?
Only so I could say that racially charged potato-based joke. I do, though, yes, it is true. Is he Polish, is he?
I don't know.
Ah, then it'll be pronounced Zyswen. Excellent. Thank you for noting that to me. Interestingly, Jay has gone for the sniper. We saw how powerful he was previously. He's from Turkey, thank you, Trick. I knew he wasn't Polish.
Oh, I thought he was Polish. Maybe it's because of the price friendship.
Can I just say, by the way, that I absolutely love the Turkish. Everything they bring to any country their people move to is fantastic. Kebabs and excellent haircuts. I mean, what more could you want, Stormus? I'm a big fan of Turkey as a country. And I've got, like, I've made friends with the guys that are the barbers at my local. They're fantastic people. Love it. Meanwhile, in the land of KotH, the Rakettenwerfer's been taken. 2-2-1 is rooting at the back of it now. Sniper watch is on. It's going to get gunned down, Stormus. Over the heat grenade engages.
That was a really nice dive from the 2-2-1 there. Manages to take the sniper out of the game completely. And at the same time, though, Zyswen loses a lot in that engagement. So the sniper, although it's a little bit of a pickup over Jay, Jay still holds advantage, also holding the advantage in resources, and is able to bring the Valentines on the field. Gonna be tough. Zyswen going for a Luke's isn't really going to be able to stand up to this. It's a poor teching decision, I feel.
It certainly is. KotH S3 is now coming and pushing away the Tommies. We've got to really acknowledge the fact that Zyswen has certainly started to cement his battlefield position. He's got mines up on the northern fuel. He's now starting to try and push to get that victory point back. Meanwhile, in the south, the Luke's has hit. Tommies have been pushed away. Dan, have we been lulled into a full sense of security just like JayForJet may have been in this game? Has he gotten too cocky, as you rightfully mentioned?
Jay's going to bring out a Valentine, and it's going to be all back on. I mean, I hope, to be honest, that we do see the Luke's do a significant amount of damage here. I mean, it needs to. It needs to make sure that when that Valentine does hit on the field, that Jay's busy reinforcing back in the base. But look at the map at the moment. It's so patchwork. Everything's been cut off. There's no resources really for anyone.
No, it's a patchwork quilt of resource denial. And none of them will be connected for the time being because they're just going for the kill at the moment. It's a manpower-orientated game. Lethality is the mark of the person in the driving seat. High KDs shown there. 39 for Jay versus 29 for Zyswen.
There's that Valentine, seeing a stolen Raketin from JayForJet also making its way up. They're going to capture the central VP because the VP drain has been really, really hot in this game.
So JayForJet's listening for the Panzer II on his headset. He misidentified its position, and he's now found himself a Faust target. He's going to have to get out of there ASAP. No, he's going to keep going. He's listened to the signature noises in the fog of war, it seems.
Oh, this is so sad. I mean, Zyswen's actually been forced into building another Raketin.
That isn't a good sign, to say the least. I mean, we know he's lost his previous one, but surely he could wait maybe for the Puma. I mean, saying that though, he has of course been able to keep his fuel for a large amount of time now. He's got the MG34 in a decent position. Here comes that Valentine taking off its prioritized vehicle. Shades of episode 1. Brits demolished that house with the...
See that Raketin there, just waiting for the Valentine. Misses the shot, misses the second shot as well. Oh, really unfortunate.
Certainly was. The Valentine has now finally perhaps got within Panzerfaust damage, but at what cost? Zyswen has lost 3 models there, and perhaps more on retreat. Here comes the Panzer II with the Raketenwerfer in tow. KotH S3 is biting the dust perhaps. The Valentine traverses its turret, misses the shot. Raketenwerfer carries on, but the other one, the one that Jay took, also gets some big shots in.
This is tough. The Faust goes in. Will the Faust be enough? No, it's going to require another one. And there isn't really anything to defend the Valentine here. The Volks are just going to wait for the munitions to come in, of which this one does not have enough at the moment. And actually, I think because of the lack of resources, there isn't a way to take this Valentine down. Maybe going to try it. It's tough.
It is. They're gunning for it, but he's got not bad speed anymore. He's certainly reversing away from the foot speed of the KotH S3 due to the bonus of the road. So he should be okay. He doesn't want to air onto the battlefield, to be honest. And that's a tip for improving players. If you're trying to reverse away with an engine damage, try and stick to the roads, even if it's counterintuitive relative to your base position. Here comes the Puma.
Even with that retreat, has been so good at dominating the map, just making sure no resources are connected. Zyswen has struggled and struggled through this game. Puma, as you rightly say, is now on the field.
And is he going to go deep with this? Is he going to go for an all straight for the kill? Certainly looks like it. He's
the most sensible thing he could do, yeah.
Jay Firing his Valentine as fast as his blowtorches will work. He can hear the Puma, well, he can see it coming. But the heat grenade is threatening. Puma's going to go in anyway. Can he see it? Yes, he can. He gets a shot in, but it's not going to matter. As he just suicide his Puma, he hits the woodwork again, and another Valentine is called in instantly. Because that's what call-ins do. Oh, God.
I mean, it wasn't a bad idea to chase it down, but a little bit risky, especially after seeing the sappers. Knew that the snare was going to come in. And what a waste.
It was indeed. I've had bug splat here by E, so he is going to be watching on Stormless's stream on a slight delay. But it's absolutely fine. Just need to reinstall KotH. I forgot, damn it. Forgot the code had disassembled itself.
Well, now we see two Valentine against the Lukes. And J4Jet, you see there, got his Tommies upgraded with the Brens. So now his anti-infantry capability is really high, able to counter vehicles. J4Jet's got a very mobile army at the same time. But that being said, doesn't have control of the VPs at the moment. All he has to do is jump on those VPs, get the ticker going down, and Zyswen is going to have at least his morale crushed for the next few minutes.
Oh yeah, it says 8 years left to match on the stream. Yeah, his morale's been crushed, his army also. The victory point battle is very important indeed. He's dipping down below 200 as we speak. Jay is dominant, 2 Valentines and another to come very certain. Look at his fuel count. Ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think he's quite comfortable to just sit on producing the Valentine tank at the moment. Just keep pumping those out. That being said, he's not utilising it at the moment. There is no other tech from the Brits. Maybe he's just waiting to see if there is anything. I mean, it's not needed at the moment, so why bring it out? It's fair enough.
That's a good point.
Jay needs to be careful here as he goes into the OKW base. He's going to pursue, I think, the Lukes. He has committed now, but may take a Faust from the Volksgrenadier. He's prioritising taking down this Raketen before he starts to retreat away. There's just nothing that the Lukes is able to do.
No, it's an observer, and a pacified observer. It's much like AE right now. It's almost as though Zyswen is operating on delay as the Valentine storm forward.
Yeah, here's the follow-up. He's got the second Valentine coming in. The Lukes has a main gun critical. And there's the snare from the Raketen. That was really, really fortunate. There's going to be another Faust, and maybe the base defenses are able to take down this Valentine. Has Jay been a little bit too cocky here?
Too blasé, indeed. And his Valentine's reversing away. Both of them are currently stunned. Also note, whilst all of this has been going on, Zyswen has been able to go south and capture that victory point. So good preservation and presence of mind there.
Oh, and here's the Puma. Puma comes in from Zyswen. This is perfect timing. Actually, I think the Puma can deal with both of these Valentines if it's microed well enough. He needs to be careful of the sappers. That was the problem last time. Got the sight. And the key thing here, of course, making sure that Puma is still when it takes the shots. It has missed twice, and is going to take the AT snare from the sappers. Big problems.
Brutal there for Zyswen. He didn't need that bad luck. He was stationary, did everything right, but the heat grenade saves 2 Valentines for the price of 1.
He could take this Volksgrenadier squad capping the fuel right now and try and go for the Faust. But no sign of that. He wants to try and cap the fuel even though it's not connected, and that doesn't appear to make sense to me.
He's possibly just not seen it himself, you know. It's one of those things. He's certainly done well with regards to getting his sappers into decent positions as J4Jet, but Zyswen's not done the same with his Panzerfaust, it seems.
No. J4Jet, by the way, is now taking up to the company command post, so he's not going to be sticking with the Valentine spamming. He is going to go for something a bit beefier.
Makes sense. He does respect his opponent, it seems. He has been able to bully him a lot in the early to mid game, but certainly something like a Firefly, perhaps, or maybe even a Comet. Who knows? We haven't seen one of them in a while. Would just finish this game off. It'd give him the all-encompassing, all-powerful build that has an answer to every question you can pose to it. Was I talking? What have you seen a big thing fly on the screen?
It was the Brits' comment after killing that squad. It's like, got the last one, cheeky little wanker. The sound design for the Brits just beautiful. Raquette in there, getting a shot on the Lukes. There's nothing to snare, but one of the Valentines is repaired and ready to fight. Comes in up against the Puma and is not going to win that engagement. A shot from another cloaked Raquette takes down the Valentine.
Excellent by Zyswen there. That was really good, having the Raquette facing north. Puma's now able to boss the battlefield. By the way, it's a triple cap for Zyswen at the moment. So J4Jet had 494 victory points for a while, but in the last few, like 10 minutes, he's dropped considerably. So we have a game on our hands.
Yeah, it's still a very, very unlikely win for Zyswen. Regardless of any kind of comeback, he's doing the right thing. Of course, he's getting very rewarding kills, but the Valentine is going to put an end to that as it comes up against the Lukes. Snares a mine. And now it's time for the Puma to finish it off, but the Puma itself is in a little bit of trouble. Oh no! Valentine kills the Puma, trying to deal with the Valentine.
Brutal. The HP of this 80 fuel call-in vehicle is so high. I'm so glad it got taken out on retreat there, because that was like a Terminator. But we have unfortunately had to see Zyswen has dropped from the game. The Valentines were too much for him and he's had to throw in the towel.
GG. Alright, well, game number 3. Not so much of a difficult one for J4Jet. Nevertheless, thank you very much to Zyswen. It's one of his first appearances, I think, in King of the Hill. So it's always nice, you know, when you come to King of the Hill and you're like, okay, this is the standard, and I'm going to spend the next week getting to the standard and then coming back. So, you know, I'm sure we'll see Zyswen come back again, even stronger. But we're going to pick
a new player. Let's bring it on.
Here's the wheel. 3 options remaining at the moment. Could be the Twitch raffle, could be the subscribers, or it could be the weekly top donator to the stream, which I think is currently Pompey. And this time it is going to be... oh, it looks like it's going to be a subscriber raffle. So if you are a sub of the channel, wait just a second. I'll tell you when you can use the ! raffle command. Which is here.
We do
and
have,
okay, it is open. ! raffle. If you're a subscriber, you'll be added to the draw and you'll be able to vote for the next player.
Had some smack talk in the chat, by the way. I'd like to see. Devem has just said, Kimbo, you good at the game yet? Very good. Very good. So we have some excellent players, and we have had one excellent game at the start of today, which was J4Jet versus Nagano. So if you didn't catch that one live, you can certainly catch on YouTube later. We have had a few games in a row now that have been possibly a little bit one-sided. J4Jet has been on absolute tear, but that doesn't mean that they have to keep going that way. We have some excellent players waiting. So if whoever wins this raffle, we've got Kimbo, we've got Von Ivan, Paul, all available to play. Orange Pest also.
Yep, I think we've got the maximum amount of entrants now. So I'm going to lock the raffle, and we're going to draw the entrant, which is going to be J4Jet. Okay, that's not allowed. J4Jet is not picking his opponent. Deny.
Denied.
It's going to be Angel. Didn't she get it last week, I think?
Rigged as anything.
It's rigged raffles, aren't they? They're terrible.
The thing is, because we have a community size of 20, you know, it gives the impression that it's rigged.
Apparently I have no subs. But yeah, okay, well, it's fair. This is what the draw is. So, Angel, you have the pick. Unless you want to pass it along, choice is yours. Hi there, Cheesy Bacon. Thanks for warming things up with some Forza earlier, by the way, before we started streaming.
Yes, at least 2 people watched it on Stormless' stream, I mean. But I'm sure that I've seen that particular Cheesy Bacon with some excellent plays on some games. What was he playing last week, Stormless?
I don't know, because I wasn't tuned into last week. I was setting up the stream.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
But today it was Forza. Angel has picked Von Ivan.
Siege, that's it.
Von Ivan is going to be the one. So
very nice. There we go. Now he's the apex predator of the NA scene. So J for Jet is like is bricking himself right now. Because Von Ivan smells blood.
It's like Angel is like a fan of J for Jet, right? So she just picked possibly like the hardest match for him that he could play right now. But it's like a round of applause there. Like she's like, I'm your #1 fan. It's like you can pick his opponent, the hardest choice he could play. Anyway, let's pick the map that they're going to play on. I think this is the next important one. So Kolodny Firma was the one before. We're going to spin that wheel.
It's going to be a meme map this time, I reckon. We've had 3 tourney maps in a row.
Oh, there we go. Angel says she's also a Von Ivan fan. So, this is going to be Novograd.
Excellent. Very interesting. We haven't actually ever cast on this map before. This is the one with all the little fires, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. Is this not the industrial one?
Isn't it one that's like spread out and it's like very well
I think
spread?
Because we trialed a number of these. I'm not sure whether this is the industrial one or whether it's the...
I can't remember either. Well, Grad is city in Russian, so it might be...
yeah, the industrial one. In that case, we did see